All right, sir. This document I have in front of me indicates you're aware of the 4 counts that the state has charged you with, and you want to waive your right to have that probable cause hearing. Is that correct?
You can just see how beaten down he is by this process that's been totally unfair to him. It's heartbreaking.
But the court has been presented with a document titled Waiver of Preliminary Hearing that indicates you wish to waive your right to have that probable cause hearing here today. Is that how you'd like to proceed?
Can I say something, Judge?
So, right off the bat, our client Samuel Luckey is being forced to choose between waiving a right that is granted to him in the Arizona Constitution and in Arizona law and getting more discovery in his case. This is not how the criminal law is supposed to work. He's not supposed to make that impossible choice. The prosecution is supposed to give him the information he needs and then have a fair fight. In Maricopa County, that is not how prosecutors operate.
I feel like I'm in a toss-up because it's like my attorney has, done everything in her power to help. But it's like they're not really giving her nothing to even help me to even make a clear decision on a situation like this.
Your Honor, if I may, I think what Mr. Luckey's referring to is that I've tried to get additional discovery and it's not going to be provided at this level. And if we go forward on the preliminary hearing, if we affirm, the assigned prosecutor has conveyed that plea negotiations will end. So we're in a tough spot.
So pause there. We've been raised on Law and Order to believe that criminal cases end in a trial, with a white-hatted prosecutor and a plucky public defender fighting it out on an even playing field in front of a judge in black robes. That's just not how it works in reality. This is actually real life. Prosecutors threatening to end plea negotiations and, in fact, make plea offers harsher if the defense doesn't give up their rights. That's how modern criminal justice works. It's not a system of trials. Even the Supreme Court has recognized it's a system of pleas. And prosecutors around the country have gotten ever more brazen about using the power that they wield to simply extract pleas from people instead of having fair fight proceedings.
Sir, I understand your concerns. You might not be getting all the police reports or everything you want, but it's part of, I guess, the way that the case is being handled by the assigned attorney. I can't force him to make plea offers. I can't force him to give you certain things. That's something that happens sort of at the next step after probable cause has either been found or waived. You have a very experienced attorney.
We can pause there too. You can see that this system is so built in that even a judge who absolutely does have the power and the obligation to put constitutional guardrails on the prosecution just abdicates that responsibility entirely. He throws up his hands and says, however the prosecution wants to handle this case, constitutional or not, fair or not, there's nothing I can do. I'm powerless.
So I understand your frustration. Do you still wish to go forward with this waiver preliminary hearing here today?
Just so the record's clear, to affirm the preliminary hearing, the assigned prosecutor is going to pull the plea offer.
We all have a grasp of why we have the mass incarceration crisis that we do. It's a toxic combination of systemic racism and overcriminalization and the wars that we've waged on poor people and the war on drugs. But people don't really understand how we got there. Coercive plea bargaining is the how of mass incarceration. It's literally, mechanically, how we are able to file so many people into jail and prison every year at such an alarming pace. And that's why we're in this fight.
Mr. Luckey?
I just don't think it's fair for them to just make me accept something that they're not giving everything for a person that's defending me to work with. Like, nothing at all. Like, it's like they just telling me either take this or not. Like, if I'm like, it's like I've never been through no situation like this where when I go to court, they just say, you gonna take this, or if you don't take this and you go along with this, we're taking this from you and it's gonna be this. Like, it just doesn't seem fair on my behalf. Like, it's like I'm just going in blind. And I thought by law, if a defendant is asking for information, by law, I thought they had to give that to them.
So pause it there. Mr. Luckey has it right. It's not just that the prosecutors are giving him a sort of take it or leave it deal. We might call that tough negotiation. What they're saying is that if you don't take the deal, we're going to retaliate by making offers worse. So if you affirm your rights, if you make us go through the motions that the Constitution requires, we're going to retaliate against you. We're going to take something away from you. And this is happening across the country every day, but it's particularly egregious in Maricopa County, where prosecutors make it a policy to make plea offers substantially harsher just for exercising your constitutional rights.
Okay. Well, Mr. Luckey, based on the information you have to make a decision how you'd like to proceed today, it sounds like. Do you want to go forward with waiving your preliminary hearing, or do you want to have your witness preliminary hearing?
I want to take it to trial. Yeah, I'll waive it. I'll waive it. There's nothing I can do. What can I do? It's damn if I do, damn if I don't. I mean, what can I do?
If plea bargaining is going to function as our entire criminal justice system, at least it can be fair. What prosecutors in Maricopa County are doing is not fair, and we're going to go to court to prove it.